Happy Wednesday, Corbet's Corner here after probably one of the greatest weekends of football, followed up by you had the wild card weekend, which stunk, kind of crappy football, and then you had the excellent football, better teams, everything down to the wire, and then the beauty that was Bills, Chiefs, every one of us collectively just on the edge of our seat like Tony Romo, seeing what the hell was going to happen next. I'm not going to try and tell you how to fix overtime. I don't know how. I would like to say give each guy a chance and then it's next score wins, but who knows? It's happened to Mahomes before, and now it happens to Allen. And it's tough because he's playing so well, right? He's the guy coming from the University of Wyoming. Everyone kind of overlooked him, right? He's electric. He's big, tall, but fast, agile, has a cannon of an arm. The AFC is just going to be loads of talent, so fun for the foreseeable future. It's incredible. So Brady finally loses. We will not have a back-to-back champ still, since it was Brady last with the Patriots, I believe, kind of mid 2000s. But let's break down each game as it is. Kansas City stunning. Mahomes does it again. He just needs 13 seconds, and voila, the Chiefs send everyone home happy, and they're playing for an AFC championship, which features the Bengals. Joey B, unbelievable. I don't think the Bengals deserve to win that game, but they found a way, and that's all that matters for Joey B. Undefeated in his postseason record, right? Mahomes coming in, he's 8-2 in the postseason. We'll look at his astronomical numbers for what he's done in the postseason already in his career. And let's take a look back a little bit too. That overtime he lost in front of the home crowd, in which the Patriots moved on and ended up beating the Rams in the Super Bowl, one of the most boring Super Bowls we've seen in the last decade or so. Mahomes could have been to 4 straight, because the next year he comes from behind, Shanahan chokes, he beats the 49ers. Of course, last year he faces the Bucs, doesn't have his offensive line, and the Bucs defense absolutely ravages him. Tom Brady does Tom Brady things, and now he's got a chance to go to a potential 4 straight, but an actual 3rd straight if he can get it done as a 7-point favorite at home. It was all the dogs. It looked like it was going to be literally all 4, and then it was the miracle in Kansas City there, as overtime proved to be the decider at Arrowhead. Unbelievable. So let's take a look at Cincinnati, Kansas City coming up this week. Vegas is telling you this is going to be a hell of a game, a shootout. So, I don't know. I'm going to tell you, kind of lay out both lines for how this game could go. Who could pull the upset? Who could move on as the favorite? It's interesting. The largest of the two lines, -7, Kansas City at home. Cincinnati has the better defense. It's average, a little bit above average, but obviously Kansas City is Swiss cheese. And what's worse is Tyrann Mathieu, questionable. What is his status going to be? Because Joe Burrow, he faced a tough Titans defense, and it showed. He got sacked 9 times. The offensive line's not great, but Kansas City is Swiss cheese, especially without Tyrann Mathieu. That's going to be super crucial. So we know Chiefs is the best offense we've seen in the last 4 years. That core is incredible. Hill, now Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's back. You've obviously got Kelsey. I couldn't believe Tyreek Hill throwing up the peace sign to my boy Matt Milano, Boston College, the linebacker for the Buffalo Bills. He was cutting him off. He threw up the peace sign, and then he waltzes into the end zone because he's the fastest human on the earth. So again, it's going to be interesting, because can the Bengals defense, which is the advantage over the Chiefs, slow down the kingdom, right? Shout out the kingdom, just enough for Joey B, Chase, Mixon to keep up. If Mahomes throws a turnover, because here's what he's been doing in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, already a Super Bowl winner, trying to go to 3 straight, that is. Mahomes, 25 touchdowns, just 5 picks, averages 310 yards per game. This is over 10 career playoff games, 8.1 yards per attempt, 66% completion percentage. He's thrown over 3,100 yards, and he's 8-2. He's lost twice to Brady in a Pats uniform and in a Bucs uniform in the Super Bowl. 10 games, 107 passer rating. So again, Mahomes is going to be great. The defense we know is going to be susceptible. And Joe Burrow, undefeated in his postseason record, right? 2-0. He gives the Bengals their first road win in history. What can he do? He's won the national title. He's an underdog, wasn't highly recruited. Ohio State wasn't getting time, reps, transfers, beats out a guy, and then leads one of the greatest teams we've seen in college football recent history. So again, I'm not certainly open to the idea that we could see potentially Joe Burrow and the Bengals in the Super Bowl. I'm certainly open to that idea. 7 points for Kansas City, I think, is large, regardless. It's almost like they're begging you to take the Bengals. I think the play here is, and we'll have to see the line movement. There hasn't been line movement as of yet. This is Tuesday evening, posting this on a Wednesday morning when it opened at 7. But if it gets to 7.5, that's key, because then I would tease that Chiefs line, and hopefully we'll see what happens with this 49ers line with 3.5, how that plays throughout the week. But it should be an excellent weekend of football. Sunday, you got the doubleheader. So now the question for the Bengals, and the fact remains that 26 points and 19 points probably are not going to get it done against the Chiefs. Now, what is going to get it done against the Chiefs, and previously has been done, as you beat Kansas City in the regular season, the most recent couple of weeks, right? It's recency in our minds, certainly. 34 points, 34-31, you win. Kansas City, that was that bizarre game. If Kansas City, it's Cincinnati in the goal line, basically within the 5. If Cincinnati just lets them, they were still trying to score. If they let them in the end zone, what did we see Mahomes just do in 13 seconds? Mahomes is probably going to go lead the Bengals, lead the Chiefs against the Bengals to maybe a tie, maybe a win. So round 2, again, my thinking. It's very hard to beat a team twice. How about round 3 coming up for the Rams and the 49ers? We'll get into that shortly. But which kicker do you trust more? Harrison Butker, couple of misses there for the Chiefs, ended up not mattering in that game. Could it matter in this one? Because I'll tell you what, McPherson, this dude's electric. This dude apparently, right, calls his shot and says, hey, it looks like we're going to the AFC title. Boom, backs it up. He's got a leg. He's got that viral TikTok where he's spinning the water bottle off of Gatorade, the water bottle cap off a Gatorade bottle just by kicking it, right? Kicking it up into the rafters. Unbelievable. And look, he's clutch. That dude's got a leg and he's clutch. That's going to help in this game. I think it's going to be tight. Give me the Chiefs in the nail biter. And again, keep an eye on what's happening with Tyrann Mathieu, because the Bengals are relatively healthy. All right. So Rams taking on the 49ers for the 3rd time. Rams almost coughed it up. Brady almost, it was at the we all knew it was in the back pocket. How is he going to do it? How is he going to do it? Oh my God. Or is it really about to happen? And then Matthew Stafford, who is playing lights bleeping out right now, puts what was the defense there where you're letting Cooper Kupp just run a seam right down the middle, puts a beautiful ball, clutch throw, wins them the game. Brady's done. Is he retiring? What's going on there? Is he going to lose his offensive coordinator? Is he staying in Tampa? The offseason scenarios have certainly begun. This is the clickbait age, right? There's nothing better than scrolling through ESPN and you see a headline where it's Keyshawn nearly walks off set after Max Kellerman says he'll take Herbert over Rodgers right now. Why is everyone walking off the set now? One person did it, and now everyone thinks it's the cool thing to do, and they have to do it every couple of weeks. So Rodgers, what's he going to do? Is he retiring? Is he going to go somewhere warmer? Is he not going to? That was the other thing, too. The 49ers had no business winning that game. That's the thing. That's the difference here is the Rams. They've won both games, right? They dominated the Cardinals, a team they faced 3 times, right? The 3rd time they absolutely dominated them, made Kyler Murray look asinine, look ridiculous, look like a shell of himself. So you've got, and then you put that on the Bucks, and then it was just fumbles, turnovers, inexcusable turnovers. Okay, you get out of there with the win. That was some funky stuff. But other than that, look at Stafford's numbers. He's been electric. However, the Rams are 0-2 against the Niners this year. Very hard to beat a team twice. Very hard to beat a team 3 times. Look, the Rams are on fire right now. It started with Stafford being really bad in round one. Like early in the season, he had a couple of picks, wasn't what he's been in the playoffs. And then round two was obviously the collapse that actually got the 49ers into the playoffs. And lo and behold, they're the team that's gotten hot this year, and they're on a run. They're in the NFC Championship for the first time since they last went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G, with Kyle Shanahan, but now they've got to face Sean McVay and not Jared Goff. Sean McVay with a quarterback, Stafford. And Stafford, the always knock on him was great guy, great quarterback, bad franchise. Can he do in the playoffs? Well, not when he got there, when he did with the Lions. And so far, 2 for 2. He just beat one of the better teams in the Bucs, upset style. They dominated them. And now all you got to do is take care of business at home, and then you get to host the Super Bowl. We had never had this happen before. The Bucs do it last year, and now the Rams, as 3-point favorites at home, are theoretically scheduled to do so again this year, and that's going to be nuts. But then you got the whole COVID situation. It was like threatening. Is it going to actually be in LA? Is it going to be in Texas? Well, now hopefully Omicron has peaked, and now we're starting to get past this variant and hope that there are no new variants. And that place is going to be rocking. If Rams fans are going to be crazy, and we would get something that we were robbed of 4 years ago, to tie it all the way back, when it was Pats, who just because of an offsides call, right? Remember that offsides call that cost the Chiefs? That was the only way Brady had a shot, and he did it because of the flip of the coin. And then he goes and faces Jared Goff. Nope. Well, now we get to see Chiefs Rams, and it's Sean McVay with a quarterback against the Chiefs. Mahomes, soak it in. We're seeing Tom Brady. Mahomes might be the passing of the guard. They were both on Madden this year. They were both excellent. Brady, I think, should have been MVP. Is Mahomes going to get another Super Bowl MVP? He's got to take care of business first. And who's his opponent going to be? I could see it going either way. Look, the 49ers are a great defense. Jimmy G has just been, good Lord. He's fine. He's Trent Dilfer, right? He's just he's Jared Goff. That's what they're masking him. But the defense is getting them in there. And they're hot at the right time. Look, they won in the snow. They won because the worst special teams unit ever in the snow, or ever, at least this season, it might have been ever, cost themselves the game. And 49ers eke it out. I didn't think the 49ers or the Bengals deserved to win those games. Bengals a little bit more than the 49ers, but hey, here they are. And if they could keep it going, why not? It was basically all favorites in the wild card, and basically all dogs in the divisional round. What is this round going to be? I think it's going to be, let's go Chiefs Rams. That would be one hell of a Super Bowl in LA. And Mahomes, again, 3 straight. Can you get back to celebrating with the confetti? Who knows? It's going to be interesting. I think regardless, that 49ers Rams game is going to be close. I think the play is Chiefs teaser, 49ers teaser, and the Rams, win it by 1 score. It's going to be interesting in the Super Bowl. Just last parting thought on Stafford and what his numbers are doing. Those are against 2 good defenses. The Cardinals with J.J. Watt back, and he just made him irregardless to that point. He made him a moot point. He destroyed them, made him a non-factor. And then he did that to the Bucs. I know they weren't exactly the healthiest squad in the playoffs remaining, but good Lord, the numbers are starting to back up Stafford's excellence in his career, and who knows, maybe he brings the trophy home. The Bucs were dogs last year at home in the Super Bowl, right? Would that would probably potentially be similar to what would happen theoretically with Chiefs Rams. Good Lord, this sport, it changes week to week. It's incredible. So many storylines as well. And it was crazy how each game escalated throughout the weekend, Saturday to Saturday night to Sunday. And then, of course, Sunday night, one of the greatest games we all watched collectively. Social media went nuts. Last parting thoughts here on Corbet's Corner, as obviously this is an NFL driven week. And then it's kind of college hoops is already in conference matchups here, which are going on, and obviously attracting college basketball fans and sports gamblers alike. But then that takes kind of center stage. We get into March Madness, obviously. baseball season starts. People love tuning in for the first couple of weeks, and then it's basically NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs before that, and then it's the summer before football, right, where we can all lick our chops that we get Sundays once again in our lives. Wisconsin hoops falls. They fell one time. LSU has fallen a couple of times. Look, I just think college hoops is wide open right now. It's exciting. January about to wrap up. February is going to bring a lot of good things too, and I'm excited to have kind of a real, a true March Madness. It kind of feels like it's back again as we get a little bit closer to some form of normality. NBA, how about them Suns? Suns looking still in the first place. I think they've won 7 straight. They look good. They're exciting. NBA, interesting. Miami Heat have taken over the top spot in the Eastern Conference. So it's a great day to be a sports fan. Corbet's Corner here. We appreciate you, the listener, and we'll talk to you soon.